Hey everyone, I know I promised you a game from 1864 today, however, I have a big announcement. I finally, at long last, have a release date for the 1864 expansion. Yes, after, well, it being more than a year late, after years of putting this whole thing together, finally the last expansion will be done. It'll be November 22nd. That's 2 weeks from today. Essentially, for those of you who don't know, the 1864 book was supposed to come out in the 150th anniversary of 1864, which would have been in 2014. I got behind on everything, and there's a whole long story behind it. I actually put it in the Command Combat Civil War blog, but anyway, basically it got delayed way beyond when it was supposed to, and in fact there's even a Wilderness Battle Pack, Battle of the Wilderness Battle Pack that was supposed to come out as well, and I wanted 1865, the compilation of all of the expansions and the original rules together, to come out on the 150th anniversary of the surrender of Lee to Grant, which was earlier this year. So, I am way behind. It's finally coming out. So as a result, I'm going to replay the video that I made talking about 1864. I had released it last year when I thought it was about to come out. I'm going to replay it right after this, but I wanted to announce that November 22, at long last, is finally the release date. It's going to come out, and I'll have a game about it, or showing it, right after that. Over the next couple weeks, I'm going to have videos about it, sort of explain a little bit more about it. I'm going to have a video talking about the release itself, and then, like I say, I will go back to the videos of the game being played. Anyway, exciting news for me. Hopefully it's exciting for you, and it will be out just in a couple of weeks. Happy gaming!
Hello everyone, I'm here today to tell you about the soon-to-be-released final expansion to Command Combat Civil War, 1864. This is the final full year of the war, and the last clash of major forces. It's the climax of the conflict, the time when the armies reach their peaks in scale and skills. It's also when the Confederacy was beginning to crumble, and as such, their armies were primarily on the defensive. This expansion reflects this last element by giving the Confederate player the choice to purchase large amounts of medium-sized defensive works, and play entirely on the defensive. Many of the skills of the generals also reflect this change in tactics, and, like in the other books, the special abilities of the generals follow the command style of the actual men at the time. Some of these include Lee to the rear, which allows him to remove all morale modifiers from nearby units without risking himself. Sherman's ability, Total War, which allows his men to destroy terrain pieces and get points for it. Barlow's Sustained Fighting, which reflects his division's multi-day melee during the Battle of Spotsylvania. And Claiborne's powerful ability, Creative Thinker, which allows him to use the special ability of any other general from any of the books once during the game. The stats of the generals, such as initiative and leadership, also continue to follow the styles of the generals during the year of the book. In this case, the Confederates are a bit more cautious since they have little left to spare, but are more determined than ever, while the Federals are typically aggressive, wanting to get this whole thing done. There are fewer new units in this expansion, as most have joined in the previous years. But there are a few, including units that show the desperation to win on both sides, including young boys and old men on the Confederate side, and the heavies, men who were taken out of the Washington artillery defenses to fight in the infantry, on the Union side. The most unique feature of this book, and the reason space was cleared, is the campaign rules. Utilizing this expansion, players can connect battles through a campaign system either of their own design, or using one of the three provided. This book has the maps and statistics of the Overland, Atlanta, and Red River campaigns. In these games, players move entire divisions over a large-scale map, trying to maneuver themselves into the best positions. When divisions collide, players set up their miniatures game based on the units in the divisions and the surrounding terrain. Nearby divisions can be called in, as well as corps commanders and even army commanders. They can also determine the results of these battles through rolling on a chart that tells them what happened, so they could potentially play a strategic campaign without going through the individual battles. As such, this expansion provides an almost entirely new game to be played, allowing players to have an entirely new experience in Command Combat Civil War, or to add to their original one. We hope you enjoy it, and happy gaming everyone!